Made it to Julian in one piece. Only had one officer involvement, and so no tickets. We're good. Getting a motorcycle on one wheel will sometimes get you pulled over. So let me talk to you about the Julian ride that we did. So this is the bike that I did the ride on. This is a 2017 Road Glide Special with the new 107 Milwaukee 8 engine in it. So I get asked a lot of questions about the accessories that I have on the different bikes that I have in my videos. So I'm going to start to go into a little bit more detail on the accessories I have. On this bike I have the new fan that was just designed for the Milwaukee 8 engine. It's called the Cool Flow fan. It's designed to redirect all the hot, all the heat that emits up on the rider. It redirects it underneath the frame of the bike, and it works pretty well. It doesn't cool down your engine at all. It just redirects the heat to give you less heat coming up on you and your passenger. This bike also has the Stage 1 installed on it, which is the high flow air cleaner, the mufflers, and the Pro Street Tuner. I've also got the Harley-Davidson hammock seat on here. This is the best seat Harley-Davidson makes for their touring chassis bikes. I'm including all the part numbers in here as well in case you want to pick these up yourself. But this is a really comfortable seat. It's got kind of like a hammock technology inside the actual seat area. I've also got the Harley-Davidson Tallboy handlebars on here as well. These are really nice if you're a taller rider. I'm 6 foot 6 inches, and so these really help me so that the bars don't hit my knees when I'm making turns. And these bars are sized so they can be internally wired. Got them in chrome. I've also got Harley-Davidson's 15-inch wind splitter windshield on here. So if you're getting a lot of headwind on a road glide, this is a really nice windshield. I was doing really high speeds on the freeway, and the windshield on this bike really kept the headwind down to a minimum for me. So this is near the start of my ride. So I started in San Clemente and headed south on the 5 freeway towards Oceanside, and I got off the freeway in Oceanside on Highway 76, and I headed up to Temecula, Harley-Davidson, where I met up with the rest of the group. So I'm going up this grade here at a pretty good tick. I'm doing about 4,000 RPM in 5th gear, and you know, I go for a 6th gear, and I still feel like this thing was pulling. I didn't feel like I was lugging it in 6th gear going up this hill. I'm about 3,500 RPM, and you know, the Milwaukee 8 engine is really nice. The motor just breathes a lot better. Those 4 valves just really make a big difference, and you know, obviously the extra displacement. You know, you're up to about 1750 cc. And so what I wanted to make this video is kind of a hybrid video of both a review on the 2017 Road Glide and also show you guys a nice destination ride in Southern California. Like I've said before, there's so many great rides if you live in Southern California to go to, and this is one of many, but yeah, a great ride to highlight. Alright, so we met here at Temecula Harley-Davidson in Temecula, California. We were all coming from different directions, so this was the easiest place to meet up. So let me go over some of the guys in our crew that day. This is Jamie. He's been in a bunch of my videos. This is his 2016 Road Glide Standard that he has all decked out. This is Don Abundis on his, I think it's a 09 Crossbones. He's one of the sales guys at our shop. This is Robin. She's our chrome consultant on her Softail Deluxe. This is Doug on his XR 1200. And this is Bruno on his 2014 Street Glide. He's our business manager at Laidlaw's. And this is Jeff on his FZ9. He's a friend of ours that came along with us, works at Burt's in Covina. So a bunch of nice bikes. We've all been riding for a long time, so good riders, nice bikes, good combination. And last but not least, we got Whiskey Throttle Chris here, who is on his 2016 Lowrider S. So we filled up a gas station near Temecula Harley-Davidson, and Chris and I just need to get some gas real quick, so gassed up and we're heading back. Alright, so we started off here in Temecula at Temecula Harley-Davidson, and we jumped on Highway 79 here and took Highway 79 pretty much all the way to Julian. So yeah, all the way down. And guys, this Highway 79 is a really nice road. It's exactly what you want in a motorcycle road. Wide open, really good scenery, very few stoplights, very little traffic, and it takes you to Julian, really small, like a minor town, old minor town, way up in the woods, really out of the way. Again, this is a very low congestion, low populated area, so if you're looking for a ride that's getting you out of town, and this is San Diego County, I believe it's east of San Diego, so if you're Southern California, San Diego area, this is a perfect ride that a lot of people down in this area take. Alright, so let me talk to you a little bit about this bike here. So 2017 Road Glide Special. What makes this the special and not the standard is you got the glossy inner fairing, you got the 6.5 inch infotainment system there. It has GPS on it, it's touchscreen capable. The standard Road Glide has the dual inner fairing, the 4.3 inch screen, does not have GPS. The Special also comes with ABS and security as standard options. On the Road Glide Standard, you have security as a $395 upgrade, and you have ABS as a $795 upgrade. In 2015 and 16, the Special had pinstriping. This year for 2017, they do not have any more pinstriping. The other thing is in model year 2015 and 16, on the Road Glide Standard, you had the regular oil over air shocks in the rear, and this year all of the bikes have the Harley-Davidson's brand new touring suspension. So in 15 and 16, the Special model had the coilover emulsion shocks. So that upgrade with suspension between those two models is no longer there with the 17s. They all have the better suspension. So it's about $2,000 more for the Special. I recommend it. Probably 19 out of 20 customers get the Special, mostly due to that bigger screen. But anyways, so the biggest differences this year with the new 2017 model is obviously the new Milwaukee 8 engine, and I'm going to put a link to my comprehensive video on the Milwaukee 8. There's really a lot to this engine. Just in short, guys, Harley-Davidson has to straddle a very fine line between implementing new technology into these engines to make them more comfortable, more powerful, more reliable, but not too much technology where it pulls the life and soul out of Harley-Davidson. Harley-Davidson owners, including myself, love the vibration and the fact that you feel like you're on this big, nice piece of machinery and you can feel it and you have that mechanical feel. There's a lot of customers that will stick to their old shovel heads or really old bikes. and never move up to the newer technology. And then there's the people on the other side that think that Harley-Davidson is antiquated. So Harley-Davidson really has to appeal to a lot of people, and they do. Harley-Davidson's the best-selling on-road motorcycle in the world, but I will say the Milwaukee 8 does an excellent job at satisfying, keeping the tradition and the feel and the nostalgia and the spirit of Harley-Davidson by still making a more refined motorcycle experience. So a lot less heat radiating up on you, especially with this fan that I have on this bike. Not that I needed it this day. It was 60 degrees outside, so it was perfect motorcycle riding temperature. But the Milwaukee 8 does make for a better overall experience. The starter motor is a lot better now. It feels like it cranks over this engine a lot better. The charging system's better on here. The clutch I'll go into here for a little bit. So a lot of what people notice when they first ride these Milwaukee 8s is that the clutch lever, you have kind of a pulsating feedback feeling in there. That's because these are brand new clutches that have both assist ramps that make it easier for you to pull in the clutch, and also slipper clutch ramps in there as well. So at rapid downshifts, if you're let the clutch out quickly and your RPMs are real high, instead of the tires squeaking or screeching and chirping, then the slipper ramps will kick in and you'll have a more smooth downshifting experience. Slipper clutches are found on a lot of the higher end, high performance bikes. So yeah, the clutch lever does feel different. The friction zone is a lot further along in the range of motion of the clutch as well. Had a couple people that rode these bikes say, yeah, the clutch is out of adjustment. No, it's not. The friction zone is later in the clutch range of motion, and you do feel a little bit of pulsating just because of those assist ramps and slipper ramps in the clutch as well. So it is still a hydraulic clutch. The hydraulic clutches were all introduced on the touring models in 2014, with the exception of the Road King, and there was no Road Glide in 2014. So in 2015 the Road Glide got the hydraulic clutch. But yeah, the clutch has a higher lift now, and it's an easier it's an assisted clutch pull. So the clutch is completely redesigned. It is a hydraulic clutch, and it works really great. It did take me a few minutes to get used to the fact that the friction zone, is a lot later in the range of motion. So when you're taking off in first gear, it feels a little bit different if you're used to the older hydraulic clutch. But hydraulic clutches are great because it's a very predictable activation or friction zone, and you don't have to adjust it like you do the cable clutches. One of the $1 million questions I get asked almost on a daily basis is, which do I prefer, the Road Glide or the Street Glide? And I really don't have the best answer to that question. I usually tell people that you should get the one that fits you best, the one that you feel looks the best. And I know that kind of sounds shallow, but really they both work great. I feel like the Road Glide cuts the wind a little bit better. A lot of people will say that it cuts the wind a lot better. I would disagree with that. The Street Glide Batwing fairing cuts the wind really well. One thing I will say is the screen, because of the distance between you and the screen, it doesn't show up as well, or it's more susceptible to the sun and the glare. And so I had a little bit harder time reading the infotainment system on the Road Glide than I do on a Batwing fairing model. So that did bug me a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. But other than that, the Road Glide has a little bit more storage in it. The stock lighting on it is a little bit better because you got the dual LED reflector lamps up front, whereas on the Street Glide you just have the single dual halogen bulb up front. So lighting's a little bit better on the Road Glide. Overall, and this is just my personal preference, I like the Street Glide better. I prefer to have just a smaller fairing. The Road Glide fairing is a little bit bigger fairing, and I like the fact that the screen's a little bit closer to me. I feel like too, you need to have a taller windshield on the Road Glide to get the same headwind canceling properties, because on the Street Glide the fairing is closer to you, so the wind hits it and bumps the wind up over your head a little bit better. On the Road Glide, with this windshield that I'm running right here, I had relatively no headwind at all, but with the stock setup on both, the Street Glide, in my opinion, pops the air up over your head a little bit better. The other thing I can say about the Road Glide that the Road Glide has over the Street Glide is if you're ever going to do custom bars, you have some more options with the Road Glide, just because the bars are less inhibited by the fairing on a Street Glide or any Batwing fairing model for that instance. Electro-Glide, Street Glide, the bars really have to have a particular shape to fit around the fairing. With a Road Glide, you have less restriction with the fairing, and so you have a little bit more leeway on your bars. I will say too that you can go higher on the bar height with a Road Glide and still retain the stock cabling. We're able to get up to a 14-inch ape hanger bar on the Road Glide and still keep the stock clutch and brake line cabling, whereas on the Street Glide, if you go more than like an inch or two higher than the stock bars, you're having to recable the whole bike. So a little bit more leeway when you're doing custom bar jobs on a Road Glide as well. Alright, so here we are at one of our first gas stops. So we rode, I don't know, at this point probably 70-80 miles since we left Temecula HD, and Whiskey Throttle Chris and Doug on the Lowrider S and the XR 1200 came in first, followed by Bruno and Jamie and myself on the more modern baggers, and Jeff on the FZ9, and then Don and Robin on the Softails. You can kind of tell, just based on people coming in who has kind of the bikes that are more conducive to this type of riding, long windy roads. The baggers, everyone here on these baggers had nice motors. Jamie had a 110 build. Bruno's got the stage 4 build on his 103 with the high compression heads and pistons and throttle body cam. I've got the 107 Milwaukee 8, which definitely gets up and goes for a stock bike. And the Softails, although they have a really nice nostalgic look to them, don't have the lean angle that some of these bikes have. I think they're both running 96 cubic inch engines. Robin may be running a 103 cubic inch, I can't remember.
And then we saw the cop.
Oh yeah, there's a sheriff waiting for us.
Yeah, so the sheriff right there. Yeah, when we pulled up, she ripped out, and then she pulled over here.
I got the ticket strips over.
Oh, let's inspect. Let's inspect. Yeah, I see probably about a ½ inch of unused tire right here. I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of that I'll take care of at Angela's Crest.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let him go by. I'm not even gonna bother.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doug's a pretty good rider too.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of riding strength.
Giant.
That needs slightly crazy.
No, I want to take the bags off for a little bit.
Why can't I do that on the tab?
Just
Changed your bars too?
Yeah, how do you like these big owls? Like if I got a Dyna, I'm definitely getting these. I like these a lot.
Better. That Lucky Dave bar that I had was like, I don't like that whole like T-bar thing when your hands are like this. Way out here, so I didn't like that.
Yeah. And then I broke it.
I liked it.
Alright, so after that little episode, we made it to Julian, and this is basically the main area down there. So this is the restaurant we ate, the Miner's Diner. I would definitely recommend it. They have a dang good buffalo burger there. The atmosphere is just so endearing.
That's why we keep coming back.
me down. Settling every fear, suddenly left me here. Pieces on the ground. I can see a reason to try to fight for meaning, but you give me reason to know I still have meaning. I'm not gonna fall for gravity, 'cause you lift me up when I can't feel. I'm not gonna fall for gravity. Hearing all the wasted breath, struggle with every step.
So this was a really nice section where there was a bunch of downhill, big long sweepers, a lot of hairpin turns, and it was a really fun road coming down into the valley off of the mountain here. And on these touring chassis bikes, and this Road Glide in particular, the lean angle is not bad for a big bagger bike. You know, I feel like I could go through the turn at a speed that I was happy with and still not scrape. I did clip the boards a few times, but it wasn't too bad. And even if you do clip the boards on these Harleys, the boards break away up, so it's not the end of the world. So I mean, you'll definitely scrape and be able to hear it react before you start to hit like the mounting brackets or the frame to where the rear wheel is going to lift up. But yeah, this was a really nice section of road right here. So we came back on Highway 76, and that took us to the Pala Casino here, where we gassed up, and we all went our separate ways after that. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, share it on your social media to your friends and whatnot. I plan on coming out with high quality Harley-Davidson content, so if you want to see more of this type of video, subscribe to the channel here. And let me know if you guys have any feedback as to other stuff that you'd like to see. If you like this type of format of video, let me know. If you don't, let me know. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Chris, what happened, dude? Like, we saw, I mean, the wheelie was nice. We saw you got pulled over.
You know, the cop just really wanted my phone number. She wanted to come over, but then she told me she had kids. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about that right now.
She's kind of a hot cop, huh?
Yeah, she was, you know?
Yeah, I would approve, definitely.
You thought something else was going on?
You know, if a frisking was involved, I don't think I would have.
You should have asked him if there was a
Yeah, well, I don't know about capitals, but yeah.
Frisking is good.
I think Bruno hit it on the head when he said that she had the Sarah Palin look kind of going on.
Yeah, she looked like Sarah Palin.
She pulled up, I looked at her, I'm like,
She's too busy staring at my beautiful eyes, dude.
Jeff was trying to think of a non-violent crime to commit. I was like,
It's bomb, dude.
right?
Any toppings?
no topping.